We are live.
Oh, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Remix Essence here. I am your host for the night here on the Quest podcast, and we should have a good show here for you tonight. So let's start out by introducing our special guest. He's an awesome streamer, real cool guy. Friends.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yep. And on into the usual panel. M. Baines, how you doing, man?
What's up, people? Another week, another great show. Ready to get this going.
Artemis, how you doing?
What's up, guys and gals? Dark Artemis here. Ready to get this podcast going. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it.
And, of course, Timodos. We call him Dos.
G'day, everyone. Hopefully we got a good show for you tonight, and let's get this on the road.
Yep. And Luca could not make it this week because she's, I think, hitting the town with some friends or something. But she should be back next week. We'll see. And let's go ahead and say what we've been playing for the week, guys. Renzo, we'll start off with you. What have you been playing this week?
Yeah, so I was on vacation all this week, but I did manage to finally download Overwatch into my system. So I played a wee bit of that and then hit the Ghost Recon beta pretty hard.
Baines, what have you been playing this week?
It's been a grueling week of Neo. But I'm making some progress, and it's been fun. That's it.
Nice. Tim, what have you been playing, man?
I've been playing, of course, Gears of War 4, like every week. I've been playing a bit of Sniper Elite 4. I finally finished Resident Evil, the first one. That was a fucking good game. And I've been playing the Ghost Recon beta. And, of course, I've been playing Borderlands 2 with Remix.
Nice.
Artemis, what about yourself?
I've been playing, well, of course, the Ghost Recon beta. Also been playing Uncharted 4 on my PS4 Pro because I wanted to see what it looked like. I'm not too impressed. I also been playing Infamous First Light because I never picked it up when it was new, so I was just like, I'll pick it up now. It was only like $14.99, so I was like, it's pretty good. I like it actually. It actually looks really good on the 4K TV and stuff with the Pro. I mean, I don't know if the Pro enhances it at all, but it looks good for sure.
Nice. And myself, I have nice. For myself, I have been playing some Borderlands 2, as Tim said. We went back, started that up. That's been fun. I also went ahead, started back up on the pre-sequel, as well as, of course, Gears, a little bit of Sniper Elite, and that Ghost Recon beta. So I'm pretty much a mirror image of Tim here today. But anyways, let's go ahead and get on into these topics. Starting out with Horizon Zero Dawn, guys. It's getting some reviews out here. It's got an 88 on Metacritic, and what do y'all think about it?
I'm excited for the game. I'm glad it's getting good reviews. It seems like it has a compelling story. So I'm ready to get into it. And another thing too is it seems like from what I'm hearing, a lot of the side quests aren't really quest fetchy type. It's like they have pretty decent stories to them themselves. So I'm really ready to get into it. Can't wait till Tuesday.
Man, I'm real excited for the game. I'm real excited. Like, one of my most anticipated games, and I'm glad it's getting some good reviews. You know, it's awesome. I hope the game lives up to my expectations, pretty much.
Yeah, man. I mean, every time I see a trailer for it or see something about it, it just gets me even more hype for it, man. I'm just like, just the way the world looks, just the way it, like, the characters look. I'm absolutely excited for it. I think it's going to be a great game. It's definitely probably going to be one of Sony's best I would have to say PlayStation's best games to come out. So I'm pretty hyped for it. I know that a lot of people are, have gripes about the voice acting and stuff like that, but I'm not too worried about it. I think it'll be all right. I think I could push through that and stuff. So,
I mean, with a lot of big open world as detailed characters and not great like lip syncing, like Fallout, it's pretty bad in that game.
Right.
Yeah, people tend to forgive Bethesda for all that they've done in Skyrim and Fallout. So really anxious to see what they do. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that you just are willing to look past when it's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You excited for Horizon at all, Renzo? Do you have a PlayStation?
I do, and I feel like that's one of those games. Like there are very few must-have games, and for me, must-haves are sometimes different than everybody else. I like to see like an open, like an engaging story. I want something that's going to pull me in, and everything that I've seen about this game seems to be that way. That it's just going to pull you in. It's visually stunning, and yeah, man, this is one of those things I'm really looking forward to.
Cool. Tim?
Yeah, I'm excited about this game. I just hope I'm able to pick it up. But yeah, it's great that it's getting good reviews. Good to see a new IP getting some love, because
definitely
you don't see that very often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
right. And hopefully this will be something that they'll continue too, since it's getting such rave reviews. I guess we'll have to wait for the sales.
I'm pretty sure that they already have a sequel in the works for this, for Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm sure they'll probably announce that sometime eventually.
Yeah, pretty much. If a game gets a new IP gets like an 85 or above, it's like guaranteed a sequel, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of times it doesn't even matter how much it sells either. So it might not sell well, but I'm not saying it won't, because I'm pretty sure it will. But if it doesn't, I mean, it probably still will get a sequel just because of that score on Metacritic.
Yeah. And then as for Crash Bandicoot, so it may only be a timed exclusive for the PlayStation, which is cool. Definitely, I'm not really a huge Crash guy. I really only played like Crash Team Racers. I don't know if any of you are. Which platform would you pick it up on if it does come to Xbox? And you guys excited? What do you think?
Yeah, I used to play the Crash games when I was younger on the PlayStation 1, and I was never a huge fan of them, probably because I wasn't very good at them. But I'd definitely like to pick this up again if it comes at a reasonable price, and if I can pick it up on the Xbox, even better.
Yeah.
Just a couple of things about it just aren't quite right, though, about this.
I think for me, I would have to wait for that thing to go on discount or something. Or probably watch somebody stream that, just because to watch that thing come out at full price, and then I don't know. For me, it's not one that I would want to pay. I wouldn't want to pay full price on it. I'm definitely going to wait for that thing to hit on the sale.
Right. I think I'm with Renzo on this one. I'm going to pick it up. The fact that it's not exclusive, I mean, that's fine. That more people get to play it, so kudos for that. But I'll wait for a sale on Crash. It seems like a pretty decent platformer, but I'm also, like Tim said too, it's just something does look a little off with it. So it'll be a sale price for me.
Yeah, well, the character model's like a little bit different and stuff. I know that's been bugging a lot of people. Because I think it's more of the character model. What's that game where you put like the little thing in? It's a kid's game.
Skylanders.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they use like a similar model to that. So
yeah, it's the same people who are making it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's why he looks a little bit funky.
I mean, to me, it doesn't strike me as like a full.
We lost Baines. We lost Baines, guys. Optimus, Optimus, what about you? What do you think about
Man, I don't give two shits about this freaking Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy crap, man. Like, okay, if it goes to Xbox, that's great. That's good for us, you know. That's good for the Xbox people, you know. That's good. But at the same time, it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, I'm not here to play, you know, remasters anymore. You know, I'm here to play 2017 games, you know, like new stuff, new games that I haven't played yet, you know, something that you know, and Crash Bandicoot was good for its time, but I don't think it's gonna really generate the enough people to buy it to warrant it to get another like sequel or something like that. So
I would say that. But then over like the past couple of weeks, I've just played Resident Evil, and that game is 20 years old now, and that was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Or
but that's a classic
Skyrim
to
or
freaking
Fallout, or you know, those two things that continuously get you know, a lot of play on my system. Yeah, they're remasters, but damn it, they haven't come out with much better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand. I understand where you guys are coming from. I just like, I'm not. I wish they would just stop making these remasters, man. It's just it's ridiculous. Why make a remaster when you can make a brand new game or something like that? You know, I mean, yes, I get it with this because they want to generate buzz to get maybe a sequel to it or something like that. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, people aren't really gonna. I don't think people are gonna go out and really pick this up right away. Like you guys were saying, it might go on, when it goes on sale. They'll probably pick it up, but I don't think it's going to be right away.
Like I was saying before I cut off. This isn't like a Ratchet and Clank type remake. If it was like that, then I'd be more excited for it, because Ratchet and Clank remake was a really good game. But this doesn't strike me as something like that. This strikes me as something that
it's more just
really fast, right?
Graphics and stuff, yeah.
Like I said, it'll be a sale, and then pick it up and try it out.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot also doesn't have like the following it used to anymore. Like, you ask like somebody who's started playing games in the last like probably like 10 years or so, they won't know who Crash Bandicoot is. They've never heard of him before.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's why they're doing this, you know, to get people to it. But I mean, the mechanics are so old, man. I mean, they didn't change any of the mechanics of the game. They just upscaled the graphics and the resolution and stuff, and that was it. You know, and we've only seen pictures of the first one. We haven't seen like the other two. So it's like, do we even know that those are full on remasters, or are those like just upscaled to 1080p? You know,
could be a Trojan.
I think they're all just kind of.
Are we even getting them straight away? Like, it might be a case of you'll get them later.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be all in one collection, or are we? You know, I can see it where like you could buy.
I don't. I mean, that'd be very misleading if it wasn't all one collection.
Well, I mean, it is one collection, but I mean, like, you get the first game first, and then you get like the two other games like it 1 or 2 years later. Like come on. You know.
Yeah, I highly doubt that they will do that, but you never know. We haven't seen anything from the other two.
What I mainly played from Crash was kart team racing. I like the characters in that, and that was a lot of fun. But we need more kart racers, man. That's what I say.
If they brought
Crash
Team Racing out remastered, people would buy the shit out of that, because people love them kart races.
Yeah. Well, we pretty much. So let's move on to a game I am very hyped for, and that is Mass Effect. It has gone gold, and there was also another little trailer that came out about the combat profiles and squads. And oh my god, man, this game looks awesome. He was kind of showing off combat against like some big monster guy, and like just showing different class loadouts and stuff. And I am excited for this game. This like the actual gameplay in itself looks really smooth and ironed out. So, what do you all think?
This game is 100% yes for me. I can't get enough. I think when we were, yeah, dude, this thing looks great.
Wait, what?
Sorry, all my stuff's all jacked up over here. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's all good.
Oh no, man! You know, I'm excited for Mass Effect, of course, dude. You know, I think, I know a lot of people probably have been saying like, is it too hyped and it might fail? Like, I don't think it's hyped to the point to where it could fail. I think it's hyped enough to where it is gonna live up to a lot of big expectations because of the original trilogy. But I think it's gonna be an absolute gem on these consoles.
Well,
Yeah, I do too. And
go ahead, Bates.
Go ahead, Bates.
Oh, well, it's been 5 years, I think, since the last one. So it's got super hype going into it. But everything we've seen so far, I mean, the game looks great.
I mean,
we just have to see how the new systems work out. Yeah.
But at the same time, when it comes to the living up to expectations thing, people do create just ridiculous expectations at the same time, and then they'll say they didn't meet them. But man, this game sounds huge. I think like worlds are to scale with Dragon Age Inquisition. Like one world is the size or bigger than that game.
Yes.
Obviously some worlds are smaller than that too.
Yeah, and the combat looks smooth. Like when you watch some of those videos, you see, just going in and out and using it reminds me of what Mass Effect was before, the same thing that I loved before. It looks like they're just building on that same recipe, making it smoother, making it cleaner. And, I'm in on that kind of stuff.
What do you guys think about the cover system mechanic? Have you heard about that?
Not too much, I don't think.
Instead of popping yourself into cover, the game will put you into cover automatically.
It seems to be something similar to what Ghost Recon Wildlands is doing with their cover system, and that cover system is really good. Like, a lot of the things that Ghost Recon Wildlands does poorly, it does cover well.
Agreed.
And if it's copying if it's basically the same thing as that, then that is a good cover system.
Right. I mean, I think the cover system they improved on since the original trilogy, so it's absolutely going to be awesome. And I mean, even some of the abilities just from that one combat trailer that they had, it was just like, oh man, just being able to like use a jetpack and then do like a Halo ground and pound type of move. It's just like, oh man, that's like a RPG fan's dream right there, So
and
again,
not having to stick with one category too, like a Vanguard, or you want to do biotics or whatever. You're being able to do. You're being able to encompass all these categories within your gameplay, and they showed the quick system. The quick menu up there that can hold each category, and then the abilities within it. I mean, it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, you can basically have a different styled like a couple different styled characters, and on the fly just switch to that style, which is really cool.
Right.
You don't have to go
somewhere
back.
That was one of the problems I had with the older games. Was that
me too.
Once you picked a class, you were stuck with that class for the whole game, and just the free like. Now that they're giving us the freedom to like change classes when we want, that's like fucking, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I mean,
change on the fly to your playstyle.
Just them alone saying that they're gonna have Witcher style side quests in it. I'm just like, I'm in. I'm done. Just take all my money. Take all my money. Take everything that I own. You can have it. Just give me that game. And my Xbox and my TV, and I'll be fine.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, man. Well, it's great to hear that game's gone gold because, man, am I hyped. But, of course, we got a little bit of Switch news here. So the Nintendo Switch will not have the Virtual Console at launch. which I think the Wii U and the Wii had, and that's where you could it's a store you could go back and buy old games from other Nintendo systems.
Mhm.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on this?
Honestly, I think it's just because they don't want. I think they're really just trying to improve on the store and the virtual console in of itself. So I think that's why they're probably not launching it with the Switch. At the end of the day, I mean, not a lot of people, I think a lot of people, when the Wii U and the Wii were out, they still bought the physical copies of the games because the internet, the network is not really that great on the Nintendo. It's kind of, at times it's even worse than PlayStation Network, and I know I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate for saying that, but I don't care. I think it was trash. So it's just, it is what it is. I mean, you can't really say, oh well, they didn't. They're not doing enough or anything like that. I think they're just improving on it.
Yeah, it's definitely coming later on.
Yeah, I think the glowing problem with this is that this virtual store or whatever, this is where your 2 games a month that you're going to be borrowing in the first place was supposed to come from, correct? And then another thing is the console is not launching with a bunch of games anyway, and this would have been an avenue for people to have more games at launch. So, I see it as a pretty huge problem for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, people will, Zelda will just fill that void for everyone. That's the killer app that's coming with it at launch.
Well, to be honest, it has to, because they don't have anything until the fall. Like anything new, like anything that people really want to play until the fall, which is I think Super Mario. What's it called? It's like Super Mario
Odyssey.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Odyssey. It's coming in the fall.
They don't have anything until then. I mean, unless they're doing something behind closed doors and they're just sitting on stuff. I mean, I don't know why they're sitting on anything. They shouldn't. I think they should launch with a ton of titles like they did with the Wii U and the Wii and stuff. But I mean, it's Nintendo. It's probably going to be great. I mean, there's really not much you can say about it.
I'm glad you guys all like that. I have zero interest in that thing right now until the gimmicks start wearing off on it and actually seeing what it's really capable of doing. I've got, and that's just a view from an older guy. I've got 2 kids. Neither one of them are really that interested in it either. So I'm shortages or whatever. I'm way more willing to look at what's going to happen later on with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that too, Renzo. I was gonna wait, and this was gonna be the avenue that I introduced my little girls into video games. Because they're already using the iPads right now. So I said, oh, this will be kind of a good way to sneak the actual video games on them, so maybe they could rock with Daddy one day. But another point that I wanted to make too is, weren't they giving away their internet service for free? Is that for the first month or what?
Yeah, I don't think it's specified, but it's a free trial period. I don't think they specified how long.
It was up until a certain date. I can't remember what the date was, but it was just that's how up until then it would be free, and then everybody would have to start paying for it.
Yeah,
and see with this virtual store being down too, it kind of makes you wonder, are they really ready for it? Are they really ready for this launch? So
who knows, man? Who knows? Nintendo is always, you never know with Nintendo. They're always doing some stupid stuff or some interesting stuff. So
yeah.
Another thing is that the DRM is account based, which we know, but games can't be on more than one console at the same time, I guess, or more than one profile at the same time.
If you have it installed on under your profile on one Switch, it can't be on another Switch under your profile as well.
Yeah. Yeah, which is actually kind of understandable. I mean, then you can't just have one profile with, like, let's say you get 2 Switches for your kids and they're just under the same profile playing the game. I mean, it's kind of understandable.
I mean, it's basically no game sharing at that point.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So if you have kids and you have 2 consoles in the household and they want to play together or something like that, you're gonna have to buy 2 games. Like
that's another
nowadays. Nowadays, I don't think that really works out because I mean Xbox has proved that game share is where it's at, and having people in the household have 2 consoles and being able to play in separate rooms is magical to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
I definitely agree with you because game sharing is pretty awesome because
well, we know that you get a lot of stuff.
So yeah, but see sex with people with multiple children.
So does anybody really know how that would work? Because say if they did want to play the same game, so there's no way to download the other game on the
I think
system?
it's basically they want them to play together. That's what it's like. They want you to buy one console, play together as a family. That's kind of how Nintendo's always been. It's like it's all about playing together and being like a family, basically. So
and playing together is better than playing with yourself. Oh wait, did that come out weird? I didn't mean that.
I don't know if it meant to or not, but it was pretty funny.
It definitely sucks buying the same game for multiple kids that you've got. But on the other hand, I don't know. Game sharing's still like, I mean, it's really only on Xbox. It's still kind of new. I mean, until recently, I never game shared before, and that was fine. I don't know.
I'm just curious. Like, we've got account-based games like now, which is a step forward. But I'm just curious, what would happen if, say, like you have a Switch and all your games are on it, and then it breaks somehow, and you have to get a new one? Will you be able to get all your games onto the new one? Or will it still register them being as on the old one?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mind blown.
Yeah, I mean that's that's the big thing. Is it gonna be this kind of thing? I mean, are we gonna have to when you trade in your console or whatever and try to get a new one or whatever, or if they do like an upgrade or something like that, are we gonna have to like buy the games again, or especially if you buy them digitally, are you gonna have to buy them again? Like that'll suck.
I guess you best not drop them, boys.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
so then don't buy them.
Go ahead, Renz.
I was gonna say then don't buy them for kids.
Yeah,
but I mean that's the thing. Like cartridges, even like the 3DS cartridges, they're pretty durable though. So I mean, they're going back to cartridges, so it seems like they have to be pretty durable. I mean, they're more durable than a disc. But if they lose, if your kids lose it, then that's definitely not going to be a good thing. Because I mean, even just looking at the cases, I was all like, the cartridges actually might be kind of small,
Well, the actual system is pretty dang small,
Yeah.
Those like when you see that guy unboxing it, like you're like, damn, like I don't know how I'm gonna hold that thing, but yeah, it's pretty small.
Yeah, it kind of has to be small to fit in your hands. You're not going to be want to be walking around with an Xbox sized tablet in your hands. It's got to be fairly small.
Or the Wii U.
I mean, I'd probably be playing it on the TV more often, personally.
Yeah, like you have the option to take it out though, and you don't want to have.
Yeah, I understand.
A huge thing.
Still small.
Yeah, but a lot of people that have kids, they're probably gonna have them, use the tablet more. So I mean, it makes more sense for them, to kind of have that, because then they can watch, they can watch TV while, the kid is playing a game, which is
they should have some different size Joy-Cons. Like big hand Joy-Cons, small hand Joy-Cons.
Well, that's the thing. That's why they're saying, the Pro Controller and things like that. But I get where people are coming from. Like a Pro Controller is like $80 when it comes down to it. It's just like, oh man, do you really want to buy the Pro Controller, the system? Then you got to buy games for it. I mean, if this console actually launched with games, I think it would have probably, it's probably going to sell, but I think it would have probably even sold even more because it came with a game or even just a Pro Controller, and I'm sure like during the holidays we're going to get bundles. There has to be a bundle. They're probably going to bundle in the game or bundle in the Pro Controller. So
Nintendo's always done bundles. So I am honestly surprised that they haven't got like a bundled game at launch.
Yeah. I was really real surprised, especially with how the Wii U went. I just thought they would want to do it as getting some good faith or goodwill or whatever to release it with a bundle.
So you think that they would like a game like ARMS or
ARMS
1-2 Switch,
like
but they're totally ripping you off with that. Like Switch is, I think, like $50. Like, Jesus, get out of here.
Yeah, ARMS and 1-2 Switch are definitely like they are bundle games. Those are the games that come out and you're like, oh, those will be bundled with the console.
Mm-hmm.
I expect that they will be eventually, though.
Right. And a little bit more bad Switch news or opinion, I guess. But Binding of Isaac is no longer a launch title, which with the Switch. Which I feel like Binding of Isaac would actually be a pretty cool game to play on the handheld and the third-party support. A lot of people say it needs that, and this is a third-party game. So what are your all thoughts?
I mean, it's kind of like a walking simulator, right? Binding of Isaac. I think I've seen.
No, it's a roguelike game. So it's like procedurally generated, like dungeon crawler, basically.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something completely different then.
Honestly, the thing is if it didn't launch with the Switch, then it's fine, because I mean most of the people who probably are going to buy a Switch have already played that game.
Yeah, if they want to play that game, most people have played it already.
So it shouldn't be that much of a mover then. I mean, it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, it is like it's a game that's missing from their launch lineup, but it's not a massive game.
Well, I noticed it was missing, and then I thought to myself, like, Nintendo normally tries to be a little more kid-friendly, and Binding of Isaac is, like, not kid-friendly at all. I just found that kind of interesting. That's the game that kind of got pushed back. I don't know.
It'll
just a
come
little.
out eventually. It's probably like a compatibility issue. Like they've not got it quite working right on the Switch yet, so they're just taking a bit more time to get it working, and it'll come out.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
They're porting it from I think the 360 or from the 360. So it takes a little time to port that, because it's a little bit different of an architecture with the Switch than than the 360. So it'll definitely come out eventually if you really want to play it. I mean, you're already gonna have Zelda, so don't worry.
What else
about
do you need?
Yeah, I mean,
if you want a party game, you've got 1-2 Switch and ARMS. Those are the party games.
Exactly, and ARMS. ARMS is not a launch title, but it's coming out like a month later or something like that, like in April.
Pretty soon after.
So
yeah, close enough.
Or you can always milk the cow, whatever game that is.
That's 1-2 Switch. Yeah, that's not a hardcore game. That's one of those games that like more casual players will pick up and just have fun for a little bit.
All right. Well, on the other hand, we've got a company that is doing pretty well, doing good things, and that is Bethesda. So I'm going to start out with Skyrim and Fallout 4. They still have millions of daily players, said one of the heads of Bethesda, which is, I think, pretty awesome. I haven't really played much of Skyrim, but I'm a huge Fallout 4 fan. And what are you guys' thoughts?
I'm not surprised. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm still playing that. I'm still putting in hours into Skyrim. I'm still putting in hours into Fallout. And even when I go onto Twitch, like I'm looking for, some of the people that are doing crazy things. And now that I'm on the Xbox and the mods are out there and there's all these other things to do. Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt that one bit because those games are freaking awesome. And I still play them.
Yeah, and they're huge.
Yeah.
There's always something to do. Bethesda makes really. I guess the worlds aren't that big, but they're really dense, right? They always have a lot to do, so it's a lot to keep you entertained within the game.
Yeah,
so I'm not surprised people.
Now that they have mod support on the consoles, it's the things the amount of things you can do is like infinite, basically. If you finish all the quests in the game, which is a fair feat, but you can download more quests. You can download new areas.
Right. I was watching someone the other day on Twitch, and they were doing some side mission, and I mean, I put in a lot of hours, into some of these games, and I'm like, what mission is this? They told me I'd never even come across it, never even, started the quest. So, and that wasn't even on DLC, just random encounters.
Was that a pun intended?
100%.
Well, people, always seem to spend a billion years in those games, especially with mods, as you said, Tim, and they play them over and over again. So it's definitely good to see, games doing well. And those are two of the Bethesda's big hitters. But head of Bethesda has also said that they will be coming out with 3 new games. Now, I'm pretty sure these will be new IP for the sounds of it. Which is pretty cool, and who knows how long these games will actually take to come out and hear about, because Bethesda has kind of, been like said things like this before, and then we haven't heard anything for a long period of time, and then they say it again. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, knowing Bethesda, they could come out with a game this year. They could.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It could take 10 years for those games to come out.
Right.
Definitely.
Whatever they put out, I'll be looking forward to. Of course, we know the initial launch will be full of bugs, as usual, but nobody will talk about it.
No, that's
It'll be great games.
But then they'll be like, "Oh, but it's Bethesda, so do we really care? Because look how many other things we can do in this."
Exactly.
Yeah, look at how dense it is.
One of those praised studios.
It's a studio that gets away with a lot, but at the end of the day, they
make great games.
Studio, yeah, they make great games. So I mean, let them get away.
They do quite a bit. They do a decent amount of fandom stuff too, So
they do,
and they know where their bread and butter is, right? They know they have that recipe, right? They know what they need to do, and they just are going to keep building on that. They have the huge fan base that they're going to be allowed some leniency on problems, but they're going to keep doing what they do, and it's going to be, you got suckers like me that will be like, yes, please.
Give me more.
Yeah, definitely.
Take all of my money.
And then, and then of course, Todd Howard, the head of game development over there at Bethesda, he was entered into the Hall of Fame. There was a gaming awards, I think, hosted by DICE, and he got put into the Hall of Fame with some other big names, which I think is pretty awesome. What do y'all think?
I mean, that's great, man. Todd Howard deserves it. I mean, he's been giving us a lot this generation. He gave us a lot last generation, and he's been in the industry for a very long time, and it's about damn time that we have a gaming Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he deserves it. I mean, he deserves it.
Go ahead, Renz.
I was just gonna say, if anybody deserves that, I mean, the guy has been out there. He's taken the heat on a lot of problems that have been out there, but he's also been the recipient of some good praises. So, he takes the good with the bad, and yeah, it's good to see the kudos go out to him.
You know, Game of the Year awards and stuff on games, and you know, he pretty much is a of Bethesda, and you know, they really turned that into something. And we'll go ahead and get on into Square Enix. So they've got a new RPG that they announced. It's called Project Prelude Rune, I think is how you say it. There's not that much information out on it. They're doing some cool stuff. What do y'all think? Square Enix.
You know, Square is always making games, so it's not surprising that they're making more. But you know, they what they're doing is good. You know, they're a big, you know, huge Japanese company, and hopefully they're making a Final Fantasy 16 or 17 or something like that, and hopefully we don't have to wait 10 years for it. Hopefully they get freaking Kingdom Hearts 3 done. I'm hoping very soon here.
Well, sometimes Square comes out with some good stuff, and sometimes they come out with some complete shit. So,
what's the premise of this game? Is it an action RPG? Is it what is it?
I don't know, man. I didn't totally read it fully. I'll admit
it's a new RPG. It's a new RPG.
It looks like
from what I saw, it was like based with like some Greek mythology or something like that, or you know.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't much on it, but
okay.
Yeah, but Square Enix is good at they're good at RPGs, so should be a good game.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, I haven't, but I like it. I'm gonna start calling it Squeenix from now on.
Squeenix.
Oh shoot. Halo Wars 2, guys, it is gotten some pretty good reviews as well. It's got a 79 on Metacritic, which isn't too bad, especially considering it's an RTS. Not really something I'm into. I don't think any of you picked it up. Did you, Renz? You picked it up?
It's I'm not into the RTS. I have friends that enjoy them, but I'm not one of them.
Yeah, this is one of those games where, like, apparently the story is really good, so I'll be watching all the cutscenes later on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm in the
watch those cutscenes just to get that story. But
if I can pick it up at some point for like $20, I'll play it. But I'm just not into RTSs.
Yeah, see, I may do something like that. The RTSs just aren't my thing. I'm glad it's getting great reviews. And I'm glad that people that are playing it like it, you know. So, yeah, Microsoft needs a good, solid exclusive. So, I hope this fills that bill. We'll see.
Yes, it's a niche title.
You know,
for people who like RTSs,
it's really
not everybody likes them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's an RTS. It's a niche title, like Tim said. You know, it's good that it's getting great reviews. I'm not interested in it. I'm not going to be picking it up anytime soon. I might pick it up when it's like $10, maybe $20. But, you know, that's just because, you know, if there's something that's not out at the time, or just during summertime where there's nothing at all, I'll probably maybe pick it up. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's Halo. I heard the story is really good. I know a lot of people like the game a lot. So it's good for you know, Microsoft and Xbox, you know, to have a good exclusive. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't really talking about it in the media because, you know, everybody's so fascinated with Horizon Zero Dawn. But, you know, we you know, in the media, you guys got to start showing some love to the, you know, the Xbox exclusives too, man. You know, don't be stingy over there.
Yeah. Well, so pretty much we're all gonna maybe pick it up on a sale or not pick it up at all. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching those YouTube clips for that story, so should be a good time. But on the other hand, Xbox is dropped the games for gold for March, and we have got Layers of Fear and Evolve coming out for the Xbox One, and then backwards compat, we have got Heavy Weapon and Borderlands 2, which actually, as we said when we're talking about the games we played for the week, Tim and I have been going back through Borderlands 2 on the Handsome Collection and playing that, and then this dropped like a day or two after we started that up, which is kind of funny. But what do you all think?
I think it's a good lineup, and Xbox they're getting back to the solid games with gold lineup.
Yeah, I think it's a good lineup too.
Any chance I get to have a fun game like Borderlands 2 on a digital download, I'm all. I have the Handsome Collection as well, but I have it on disc, so I'll be downloading that so I can just tell my Xbox what I want it to do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm old and lazy, man. I'm just like, I would say what I would do, but my kid is sitting here playing, and F him up if I make recommendations.
Yeah.
I'm actually the only game I'm really interested in is Layers of Fear, because I didn't pick it up when it was fairly new, so I'm pretty excited to play it because I actually like horror type of games, and I know it's a horror, but it's like a psychological horror. It's not like really like a jump scare kind of horror, like Resident Evil or something like that. But I'm pretty excited for that. I'm not gonna download Evolve. I mean, it's over. Let's get over it. Let's get over the whole 4 versus another person, 4 versus monster, aspect.
I'm definitely gonna download Evolve and try it out. I mean, I didn't pick it up because I had a totally shit experience with the beta. I couldn't get into any games, but I mean, it's the Ultimate Edition. It comes with all the DLC. Might as well give it a look. It's still, I mean, a fairly new game. It's not that old, so I mean, I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So
I think like if y'all all want to get on it and try it out, I wouldn't mind, because I hadn't played it either. I wouldn't mind trying it out especially since it's free.
yeah,
I'll download it because it's free. Like we've been playing with Dave Unscarred, and he seems to really enjoy that game.
Dave Unscarred.
Dave.
Oh shit! Nice, Tim. He's gonna
he
hate
seems
you
to-
now for that.
He seems to enjoy that game, and he's like, I'll download it and I'll play it with him, because he said that the game type that most people played when it came out was not a great game type.
mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they're trying to do something different and it just didn't work out. But definitely into that. And if you haven't played Borderlands 2, I suggest picking it up. It's not for everybody, but
How
it's
is
one
that
of my-
possible? How is Borderlands 2 not for everybody?
I know. I mean, it's one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm not
play
gonna
that shit.
I'm not gonna download it because I already have the Handsome Jack collection, so I don't really.
Yeah.
need
Well, I'm
to-
just saying, for people that
Yeah,
have it.
Borderlands 2 is top tier. And I don't think we just a quick as an aside, I don't think we have it as a top or anything, but I think I read somewhere like in PAX, is PAX West coming up?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think they're supposed to talk. There was an article I just grazed over. It was saying that we may hear something about Borderlands 3. So I'm looking.
Yeah, they've been
forward to
talking a little bit about hearing something about Borderlands 3 for a bit now, and it's likely we'll probably hear something this year about it, which I hope,
Yeah.
man. They kind of took a side note and went with Battleborn, and
Yeah, I was gonna say.
2K made that pre-sequel, Borderlands pre-sequel,
2K Australia.
and
wasn't
so I'm ready for Borderlands 3.
Yeah,
That's all.
hopefully we get back to the lead development team for Borderlands 3. Get back
Yeah,
to
because
I
they
hope so.
messed up. They fucked up some of the farming, and it was Australian, so they they bleeped out all the fuck yous and stuff. It's like, come on, put that back in.
Ridiculous.
Like like I said, I started playing it again, and I was like, God damn it, this game would just be so much better with more vulgarness. So,
I feel like that's life in general. It's,
That's true.
yeah,
too.
yeah.
always been a little.
If we were allowed to do anything remakes over here in Australia, it would be like full of fucking curse words and shit.
Yeah, but you guys get some censored versions of games and stuff, which is weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, but then
because you guys are filthy scummers. Why are you covering that shit up? But yeah, man. So if you haven't played it, play Borderlands 2. Give it a try, because the game's awesome. Hey, I'll play it with you. You just hit me up. I'll play it with you. But Sunset Overdrive, guys, it may have a future. So they're talking to some of the devs at Insomniac, and Insomniac owns the IP. He said that they're not really thinking about anything on it right now. They're focused on Spider-Man and stuff. But he said that he would like to revisit it at some point and thinks it's something cool to, do more with. So I love Sunset Overdrive. I would love to have a sequel. What do you all think?
Please bring that game back. That game was so good, and it just didn't get the appreciation it deserved.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
if it comes out on PlayStation, I don't care. As long as I get another sequel to the game, I mean, it's going to be awesome, man. I love that. Sunset Overdrive, the first one, was the reason why I bought my Xbox One when I did, because at the time it was on sale, plus that game came out, and I was all like, man, I want a new console, and I didn't have a console at the time because, I was broke as a joke and two smokes. All I had was, I started saving up, I started selling stuff on eBay, and I was all like, you know what, I'm gonna get myself an Xbox One for Christmas, and I was all like, okay, so I did all I had to do to get one, and I was all like, yeah, man. As soon as I got it, I was excited, and that game, oh my gosh, as soon as I popped it in, I was just like, oh man, this is freaking amazing. Can't believe the things that you can do in it and stuff like that. And it's literally like probably one of my top 10 games of all time. So I'm absolutely ecstatic if they make another one, for sure.
Yeah, I love the game, and it is the first game I played on the Xbox One as well. The writer of the article said it'd probably be multiplat, which I think is awesome. The more people that get to play it, the better, because it's just a cool experience. But yeah, definitely, please make a sequel, guys. Please.
They need to. It is too long that they've gone with that. I'm 100% with you guys. That game was just, the colors and the sounds and just the new ways to get around a map. That game's awesome. It needs another game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I played it was a really good game. I hadn't finished it yet, but I played a pretty decent amount of it. The only thing I didn't like about the article is it's almost as if they tried to put the onus on Microsoft that they didn't want to go ahead with another sequel. But then in the latter part of the article, the guy says we own the IP. So I'm thinking, okay, if you own the IP, even if Microsoft didn't want to go for a sequel, then why aren't you guys making it? So I just didn't.
Yeah, I was saying like
that portion of
Microsoft.
it. Yeah,
he was saying like Microsoft may not want to back the game. Maybe that's why one hasn't been made. Who knows? No one knows. But yeah, it's stupid. But people are always talking about different, and Sunset Overdrive was different, and it was good.
It was
Multi-platform or just on Xbox. It doesn't matter as long as it comes out.
For sure. And so Halo 6 will probably have split screen. One of the lead devs on Halo 5 was saying how not having split screen was a huge mistake, and that they should be bringing it back in the 6th Halo. What do y'all think?
How is this even like a topic? I don't even understand where they thought that was a good idea to not include that.
Yeah.
For me, it's like a big fat duh.
exactly.
Yeah, same here, because I played Halo 3 is probably like my most played Halo. And playing co-op campaign on that, and just playing in matches with my friends, couch, just like 4 of us get together and play, that's like what Halo was for me. And I went through that campaign a billion times, who knows, and just blowing each other up with my friends, with rocket launchers and stuff was fun. So
yep.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm glad
never
they
bought
realized
couch
it was.
games.
I'm glad they realized that it was a mistake, and I'm glad they're bringing it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never really had a problem with it, like personally, that it wasn't split screen, because I went to play split screen with it with anybody. But it would be, it was definitely something that was missing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have released without it.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, like Halo 5 should have had the co-op split screen. I mean, every single Halo has had it before that, and I don't know why they did that with 5. I think they were trying to do something new. It's the same thing with
It
them
was
putting Spartan Lock in there. They were
they wanted to get like the highest like graphical fidelity out of it. Like
right, exactly. And
as soon as you go split screen, you have to start rendering things twice.
Right. And here's the thing, like they've done really good things with Halo. I mean, 343 has improved on Halo in some ways, and has probably not story wise with 5, because I didn't really like it as much. I know a lot of people out there that have liked it, but I think it's just because I don't want to play as Spartan Locke, and I know they were trying to push, their new character, their character that they've built from the ground up onto us, and they were trying to, show us that Locke is cool and Locke can be, somebody that you guys want to play. And I was just kind of like, I don't really care about that. But I mean, that multiplayer in Halo 5 is probably the best multiplayer I've ever played. And for them to even consider doing split screen again with both the campaign and with multiplayer is going to be awesome, because people if you have somebody in your household who doesn't have, or you guys can't afford another Xbox One or something like that, you'll be able to play it with your significant other or your family, or just a friend, whoever comes over or whatever. So
yeah.
I think it's a good thing that they're putting it back in for sure.
Yeah, I didn't personally have a huge problem with playing as Locke in the campaign, but make Chief the focus. He's like the reason everybody loves Halo.
Yes.
And when you make him a side character, it kind of doesn't feel like Halo anymore.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and get into Phil Spencer has planned a business trip to Japan, and media says that they think that he's going to be talking with Japanese developers over there and talking about bringing more Japanese games to the Xbox. What do you guys think about this?
Hopefully we can get some more diversity on our Xboxes now. Hopefully he succeeds in getting some Japanese titles onto the Xbox. Because we are desperately missing that.
Yeah, it'd be good to have I don't know how many of these games I'd actually play, but it'd be good to have just to say that your platform has that,
Or just
a lot of times the core audience may not buy it, but still, if you have it there, it adds variety.
It fills up your resume.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but I could see the draw. You know what I mean? And because of that, you should have that on your system.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think the reason why that he's doing this is to bring more of the Japanese culture to the West a little bit more, because I know a lot of people don't like JRPGs and a lot of people don't like Japanese style kind of games, but there are for as many as there are out there are some pretty good ones, like Yakuza. If they had it with actual English speaking parts in it, I think it'd be a lot better, not so much reading, things like that. So I mean, I can kind of see why he went over to Japan to do that, so that we could get some of these more probably maybe not so niche titles, but maybe more of a bigger, some of the bigger titles in Japan come over here, so that maybe they can maybe someday win back Japan. I don't think it'll ever happen, but maybe they can, get some generating some buzz in Japan as well. But at the end of the day, I think what Phil Spencer is doing with Xbox is great. The things that he's continuing to do are amazing, and for him to go out of his way to try to get some of these Japanese developers to buy, to come in and give us more games, that's great. I mean, more games for us, you know. You might not like the title, but you might actually try it out when it's like $20 or $10 or something like that, and you actually might enjoy it. You might actually fall in love with it. You might be like, oh, well, I want to play more games in the series or whatever. So, you know, I wouldn't rule it out right away because I know there's a lot of people probably who are ruling it out right now. But I think at the end of the day, you should definitely, you know, be mindful that, you know, what he's doing is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's good for us. It's good for gamers in general. So let's try to, you know, keep it at that.
With you there, but as like Delirium said, you know, he basically said, will he actually succeed? You know, do you think that he'll succeed in getting any Japanese games? Delirium thinks not. I can see in the chat. So
well, I think it is a long shot, but you know, sometimes you have to take that long shot, and at least he's out there trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? It's just not sitting on his hands. So I agree that it will be a long shot, but I like the fact that he's going over and trying to get some of that support onto the Xbox, because a lot of these games that you'll see in the PlayStation list, there'll be these niche JRPGs that nobody's heard of, but they're there for you to pick and play if you want to. You can at least try them out, or you can pass, but they have them, you know. And I think it should be the same on the Xbox.
Yeah, it's always good to see him at least taking action, even if he doesn't get anywhere with that. At least, you know, we know that he tried, you know.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to get variety and to try to get in a new style of games that currently isn't there. So you can't fault the guy for being like, look, we're going to try something.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. You know, I can see, you know, I can see where, you know, it's probably a lot of these games aren't going to sell very well, but at least, you know, we'll have somewhat of a variety of, you know, Japanese titles, you know, more than what we have already. So that's good.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, the Ghost Recon beta is open beta this well, still now, right? Yeah, still this weekend.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was playing it yesterday. I was like, oh my god, almost slipped my mind. And
Blade's
got another
your
province
waste
to
of time.
play in. I didn't even hear you. And you know, stop screaming, stop yelling at me, Optimus. But province, it was a 5-school. We played it. Me, Tim, played it on advanced with game, and Scrotum hopped in a little bit. That was fun. Even Renzo hopped in at the end. We're kind of getting off, but
we're just kind of fucking.
Whoa. Is that what you guys were doing when I joined?
Well, I don't know what Tim remembers, but what were you guys' thoughts on the beta?
I think it's a fun game. You know, sorry to interrupt, but I think it's fun. I think, like I said, was saying earlier, I feel like there's a lot of driving from this point to this point, and I don't know, maybe if they can figure out a way to add more missions on your way to a mission. I don't know. There was just a lot of checking out the back of a truck that I was driving in for a long time.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be probably one of the only issues that you have is in between going from where you are to where you have to go. What's gonna be the in between game? Is there gonna be any side ops to do on the way? Any little you know places that you need to take over real quick? It needs to be something within those 2 points, and I think that's an issue with the game because you know what a lot of times when I hear people talk about the game, that's one of their issues. They're like the map is so big and it's nice looking, but there's not a lot in it, you know, besides what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, there actually aren't that many missions per region, story missions that is. But normally what Tim and I ended up doing, we would, you know, we'd be going to a story mission and we'd either hit up a side mission on the way or, you know, we'd pick up a gun or gun attachment or skill point on the way. You know, we just hit little camps with enemies and grab those and stuff on the way. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean,
Yeah, there
getting
needs
from
to be
point
a
A to
few
B.
more.
What do you
Like,
guys
go ahead,
think of the
Tim.
actual combat, though?
I think I enjoy the actual combat. I think it's good. The AI are a little bit stupid. It's a little bit easy mode, and I kind of wish there was an in between from advanced and extreme, because extreme is like one bullet and you're dead. Although I will say the 5 skull area was definitely harder, because obviously the
Yeah,
first
that
area is the
was-
1 skull area.
We played that 5 skill area in co-op, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. Just trying to
Yeah.
complete that on advanced. It was definitely better than the other area.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean, and we're grabbing like gunned out helicopters and they're not tanks, Tim. What are they called? You know the name.
The
ATs,
APCs?
something, I don't know. ABCs, whatever. AVCs.
APCs.
APCs. Okay. And that was fun, grabbing those and just rolling through a camp. But yeah, the second half was a lot more fun, and with the more difficult enemies, it was also more funny moments. I would say more of those just funny moments with your friends. So
The the little bit that you played, what did you think of the mechanics?
I liked it. I thought the shooting was pretty solid. I really liked how it kind of put you into cover when you went up against a wall or something. I liked it all. The only thing I had an issue with was the driving. The driving was just absolutely atrocious. The helicopter, all of it was just like, oh my God. I was actually streaming it, and so I was like, if you guys are getting car sick, I am too. So I apologize for this, but
and that's my thing. That when we talk about these betas, I mean that was the same complaints people were having the last time, so nothing was fixed. So this is not a beta.
Well, that's just a mechanic that's not going to get fixed. That's just Ubisoft driving. That's how the game's built.
They actually did adjust the driving a little bit. Like, it was a little tighter this time. It was a lot more.
They smoothed it out and stuff, but there's only so much they can do to the driving. I mean, you're gonna have the actual game. So
yeah, at a certain point, you've got to adjust the whole physics, engine, to fix the driving.
Yeah, see this game actually feels more like a game than The Division did, because I felt like The Division was very a little too much RPG and a little less action packed than this game. I feel like this game's more like a Far Cry, and kind of like a little bit of Just Cause mixed in with it. Not too much. I mean, Just Cause is very colorful and very explosive and crazy and things like that. But it, I feel that it's going to be probably a better game than The Division. I just haven't dove into too much of the beta to really be like, oh yeah, I can see myself picking this up day one. Like I said before, I probably will wait until later on to pick it up because Mass Effect and Horizon Zero Dawn and before it was going to be the Switch, but I gave that pre-order away.
Not only
still
that,
upset about it.
But if you're not playing with friends, this is another one of those games where people will be playing without mics and they're kind of off doing their own thing, and it can really get to where it's not enjoyable to play unless you're playing with friends.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you don't want to go online and play with randoms, as you're referring to there.
Yeah, it's definitely not a game that that's best played solo. I played it a couple times solo, and it's just so boring. If anybody's out there that wants to play it this weekend, hit me up. I'm down to play with some people. So,
plus getting in and sometimes getting into character or something can be kind of fun too. Hey, I got your 6, bro. But
Stony Mountain.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. You feel like you're actually tactical, and you feel like you're going through the motions and stuff.
Yeah, and then things totally go haywire, and you're like, fuck, you gotta get out of here, man. You just start running because you're getting shot by helicopters and crap.
Well,
so.
unless you remake, so you can go in stealth, but remakes,
I can go in stealth
goes
solo.
in guns blazing.
No, No. Well, first off, like Scrotum.
He drives the car right into the camp.
Scrotum, Tim, and Game, they were taking them like that tank or the APC into the camp. All right,
Hey,
that
bro,
was not
once you have a tank, stealth, you don't need stealth once you have a tank.
That's true. You don't need.
and I was on a wall, right, and I was being all stealthy, and then Game just like walks in the middle of all the enemies. I'm like, Game, what you doing there, man? You know, and he gets spotted, and so it's not on me. My teammates fuck up too. But my overall opinion of the game is it's a pretty mediocre game, and it goes up a bar with friends, you know, is kind of my overall opinion.
Yeah.
So I have a question to everybody. What do you guys think the end game is going to be with this? Because you know that was a problem with the division. The end game.
The end game is in this is it's just going to be collect everything, do all the missions, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep
It's
doing
not
them.
going to be an
It'll
end game.
just be just keep doing them.
You think they'll add anything like daily missions or?
I think they'll probably add like some DLC later on down the road.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
don't
think they'll have some
it's gonna
like
be
expansions or
anything.
something, but I don't think they're gonna have daily missions or anything
They,
like that.
they might add in some side quests, some like extra side quests
Yeah.
and that here and there, like
Right.
like in areas you've already finished and that. But it's not gonna be like one of those games that you can just keep playing. It's gonna be one of those games where you eventually you just finish it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not like the Division,
Yeah.
you know, where you can go into the dark zone and just keep grinding and keep grinding and keep grinding. It has an end game. There's something to achieve in this game than there was in the Division, because I
Yeah.
felt like with the Division, once you're done with the story, you can go into the dark zone, and then that's basically just the grinding area. With
Yeah,
this,
if anything-
I don't feel like there's much grinding. I feel like it's more just going through the motions and getting to the end where you kill the head of the cartel, and that's pretty much the
How
gist of the game.
comprehensive? How comprehensive is the story? Were you guys actually paying attention, or did you
I mean,
not care?
From what I've seen, the story doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a not a memorable story. It's gonna be
It's a military shooter story.
It's a game where you have moments where you're with your friends and you have the memories with your friends. You don't have the story memories. You have the friends doing crazy shit together memories, you know?
Because you're going to be taking out dens full of drug lords, and how different is each drug den going to be, right? You're going to hit up this village, you're going to take everybody out, you're going to interrogate somebody, you're going to find out information on the next one, and then that's it.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it should last a decent amount of time. But I mean, honestly, that could actually be a problem with this game. Is it might just get real repetitive pretty quick as well. Just kind of doing this mission, and taking out the head guy of the region, and then moving on.
But that character customization is pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah,
A
and
lot of people talk
that's-
about that.
That's the cool part about it is, there's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more customization in this game than there was in the Division. I feel like the Division
there is.
was lacking a lot, and I feel like this one has more. And plus the gun customization seems really cool. I really like how you can go around the map and pick up
Mhm.
parts instead of like having to buy them and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and Baines, back to your comment on the story. Yeah, military shooter. The basic setup is, you're going in, you're taking down this that has aligned with the corrupt like police force and stuff, and these guys are going up into other countries, all the way up to Mexico, the U.S. and Canada, and just taking them down one by one is the story.
Yeah.
But out of the game stuff and on into
But
some-
before we move on, we've got a $15 Xbox Live code thanks to Scrotum. We're going to give away.
Nice.
Well played, Scrotum.
The first, he recommends that whoever wins it, he recommends that you purchase Typo Man with it, but it is still yours to do with as you please. The first person to answer the question, in the chat. So put the answer in the chat, and the first person to put the correct answer will win the code. The question is, in Resident Evil 7, the old woman in the wheelchair can appear underneath the floor of the main house. True or false?
Ooh.
That
Good
is
question.
a good question. I don't know if everybody in the chat has played that game yet, but it
Got
is a
50-50
good question.
shot.
Yeah, it's still
Exactly.
just 50-50.
I mean, you can look it up. You can look it up. Obviously, if you played the game, you have an advantage. So we'll wait to see if that drops here in the chat. But on into some movie stuff. Predator. I don't know how much information we have on this, but there's a picture of like the cast and stuff for a new Predator movie, I believe. What do y'all think?
Trash.
Yeah.
Why are they doing this to us? I mean, Olivia Munn, really? Come on.
I can get behind that. I'm going to stop you right there. I can get behind that.
Well, I mean, she's a gamer, you know. She was on G4 and stuff like
G4,
that,
yep.
and you know, she's come a long way, and she's a good actress. But you know, I'd rather see her do better than Predator. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but like Predator is great classic movie, but it's a guy, you know, it's a guy movie, you know, but it's just like I think she can definitely do a lot better, because I mean, I saw her on the show The Newsroom and stuff like that, and she was phenomenal on that show. So I mean, she can do really good drama and acting and stuff. So just to see her in this movie, it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, I guess you could take what you can get, but you know, at the same time, I would have, you know, passed on it.
But when you think about Predator, I mean, you've got like Carl Weathers and Jesse Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like when you watch Predator, these are some big like just fun action guys, right? And they're going to kill this beast. And that black dude's shaving his face with that. And then you look at his new cast, and it's got like the skinniest white dude I've ever seen in my life. Like Key and Peele are in there.
Key and Peele, man.
You know, and then like it's just disappointing, man. When I saw that cast, I was like, no, false.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Key and Peele. I like Key and Peele, but I mean, they've only made that show, and you know, together I seen their Keanu movie, and I was kind of like, I wasn't really impressed with it. I thought it was funny, but there wasn't enough funny parts in it to be like, oh my gosh, I have to go out and buy this movie right now or anything like that. It was just kind of like, oh, it's good, whatever, move on. So I mean, for them to be cast, they're just basically comedy relief, basically. You know, they're just using them for their talents of comedy. So it's you know, it's just this movie's gonna be a comical action horror movie. You know, unlike the original where it was just like action and horror and just like awesome, you know,
spines being ripped out of someone's back and being collected and steamed for a collection. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I got like hoping Olivia Munn like dresses in a bikini or something.
Wow.
I know. It's
Nice.
I'm sexist.
Well, Serious, congratulations on that $15 code down there in the chat. And as Tim said, we'll get that to you after the show sometime.
Man,
Serious
Serious
will have to
won
switch.
that?
Oh man, come on now.
Yeah, that fucking troll.
You'll have to switch to the Xbox to US to be able to use it, though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's right. He's in the UK, huh? Yeah.
No, he's in Australia.
Oh, is he? Oh well.
Yep.
He's in Australia.
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense why he's a
Get with the
filthy gamer.
program.
Yeah, we are pretty filthy over here.
All right, and then on to another movie, Logan. Man, does this look awesome? What are you guys' opinions?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready
X-23?
for.
Woo! X-23. She's a badass, man. She is gonna probably. I'm thinking this is what they're gonna do, since you know this is gonna be Hugh Jackman's last old Wolverine movie. I think they're gonna, replace him with X-23 because I mean in the comics they already replaced him, Wolverine with X-23. So it's probably gonna be one of those, going straight from the comics, and she's gonna be the new Wolverine, and I'm excited for that because I mean to get somebody else to play Wolverine would be absolutely impossible because Hugh Jackman has played that role for so long and he's done such a great job with it that he's Wolverine.
Yeah,
so
he's
it's like
that is
like
Wolverine.
depiction
He's
of
one of those
Wolverine.
characters.
Yeah.
Like now that at the moment there's a few people, like few actors who are just synonymous with their characters, and he's one of them with Wolverine.
Right.
For sure.
And it just looks like it's going to be one of those movies where it's a little bit gritty. There's not going to be a lot of, it's not like the Avengers where it's in cities and all these cities are blowing up. You know what I mean? Like it's going to kind of be
personal story.
Yeah, and I'm really looking for that.
Yeah, and I like that they're doing more of a personal story with him and X-23. Because in the comics, they've never really touched on that kind of atmosphere with Logan and X-23 being together and fighting and things like that. So I think it would be pretty awesome to see.
For sure.
Yeah,
I can't wait for this movie. Definitely gonna be cool to see. And
all of his movies have taken more of the personal tone, right? Most of them.
A little bit, but like this one is definitely taking it even further than the others.
Yeah, it's more of like this is the last, Wolverine movie, and he's going out big, and he's gonna
go out with a bang.
Yeah, he's gonna go out with a bang, man. It's gonna be awesome.
And the preview had Johnny Cash, and then the next one had that Coolio song. I think they nailed it with just the right, come and see this movie because it's this badass.
Yeah, that first trailer, like, I did not expect how good that was. Like, I expected some regular, like, X-Men type trailer or whatever, and then I got that, and I was completely floored by it. I was like, this is going to be the X-Men movie that, like, it's the good one.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to even revamp the X-Men, movies. If they can get away from Bryan Singer and all his crazy bullshit, then it's going to be a great, it's
kind of a bot
franchise.
Optimus.
Oh, my bad. Am I botting still?
No, you're fine now.
Oh, okay. So, I think Bryan Singer, get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy from doing the freaking X-Men movies and get somebody new, somebody fresh. Get the guy who directed the First Class, get somebody who is actually going to care about these characters like, some of these, like that guy doesn't care about those characters. He's just in it for the money and that's it. I want somebody to care about, a lot of these, like Jean Grey and Cyclops and Colossus, it's like the last one, was okay, but freaking what's his name? Apocalypse looked so stupid. He looked like that guy from the Power Rangers movie. Freaking Ooze or whatever his name is, freaking that's what he looked like. I'm like, come on, quit doing this shit, Brian. Fucking stop, dude. Just stop making X-Men movies. Seriously.
Fox has definitely learned from Deadpool. It was a more personal story. They didn't have the money to make it big, so they just made it small, and it worked really well.
Exactly.
And it was like it's huge success, and I hope they've learned from it and keep using that formula in their future movies.
Yeah, they need to, man. I mean, Deadpool wouldn't have been the same if it wasn't the way it was in the movies, because the comics are so bloody and so gory and just so over the top that if they were to do a PG-13 Deadpool, it would have been it would have flopped. It would have been terrible. You know.
However, I would say, just as an old man with kids that love a edited version of Deadpool, if they had released something like that with their DVD, Blu-ray disc, like a PG-13 vision, something that was like, I don't know, even just somehow edited, I feel like they would have been able to sell even more. You know what I mean? Because my kids would love to be able to watch it, and I know that they would love it. But I'm
but that
I'm
movie,
not going to let them watch it.
that movie did great either way, even without having that, PG-13 rating. So I mean, I think Logan's going to do even better. I don't think Logan's going to be as vulgar as Deadpool was, but I think there's going to be a lot of blood. There's going to be a lot of gore,
and it should be.
It'll be very gritty.
It's what he does.
Exactly.
Definitely.
It's cool.
All right, guys. Well, we're about to wrap up the show here, but real quick, I got a little announcement, and that is that my pal Vicar of Death, he is doing a 24-hour stream tomorrow. That is February 25th. Actually, here in the U.S., probably starting in the middle of the night, but it will be a 24-hour stream. He's going to be playing some Halo Wars 2. He is raising money for the Autistic Society. So going towards a good cause, guys. He's going to be streaming over on YouTube and Twitch. On YouTube, he's going to be streaming on M&A Gaming. That's the and symbol there. And on Twitch, he's going to be streaming on Mr_M_Gaming without a G on the end. So definitely stop by, check him out. He's going to be giving away some cool stuff, such as a Skyrim book signed by Todd Howard, by the whole dev team, an Xbox One S from Aaron Greenberg, and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But beyond that stuff, it's just raising money for a great cause. So go over there, check him out, and we'll get on into these outros now. Starting off with our lovely guest, Renzo.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. This was a blast. I stream, on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursday. I actually started checking out Beam, but really excited to be here. And I'll be continuing to watch you guys. Thanks for having me.
Please follow this man on Twitter. Well, let's get him up in the followers, man. Follow this guy on Twitter. So
yeah, Renzo, we were really glad that you could come on the show. Awesome to have you, man, and you were awesome. So
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, great having you.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and do your outro.
Who?
Tim.
No,
That's a Tim.
I think you cut out right as you said it again.
You did. That happened last time too.
But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Timidos. You can follow me on Xbox at Timidos, and I guess you can follow me on Beam too. I might start doing some streaming on there every now and then. But that's it.
Nice.
That's the same thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. But yeah, that's about it. Just catch me on Quest Podcast. Just join us again next week. Hopefully we'll have another good show for you.
Baines, where can we find you, Baines?
You can't find me anywhere. But you can play your games and join us every Friday here, Quest Podcast, and I'm out.
Man, that's
Yo,
a mic drop.
Yeah, Baines does that every week. He's used to it. Optimus, where can we find you, bro?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Optimus. You can hit me up on Xbox Live at the same name. You can also check me out on my YouTube channel, Dark Optimus. And I love you guys. Renzo, thanks for coming out, man. We appreciate it. Help this man out with his streaming and help him out with his Twitter. And show some love to this guy, man. He's a good dude, and go out,
Good streamer too.
Yeah, go out and check him out, man. He's a good dude, so check him out. And but other than that, I'm out, people.
And I am Remix Essence. I have been your host for the night. You can go ahead and hit me up on Twitter, on Xbox, and check out my YouTube channel. That's all Remix Essence. And go ahead, check out Ren's because he's an awesome dude. And we out.
Night, everybody.
Peace.
All y'all have a good one.
See you.